We don't tend to say a bunch of
Wait.
unapocalyptic shit.
We never, and the streams are on now. Hello.
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 Everyone's had a good time, but we're back at it again here on the show. Without our usual countdown, because we ended up a bit late anyway. I hope this evening finds everyone well, and it's good to be back. Although we very nearly had a different show. So it's kind of throwing me off my stroke. We had a different show. How are the players doing this evening?
I'm not as sick anymore as the past 2 weeks. That's good.
Same. I don't know what's been kicking around, but it's been real vicious.
Oh yeah.
It just does not go away.
I've continued my unbroken streak of being alive.
Very cool.
Good.
Good stuff.
All the evidence at the moment seems to suggest that maybe immortal, because I've never even died like once.
Be careful, McAfee had the quantum immortality, but they revoked it. Or did they?
Shin McAfee, when?
One day, he returned to us when he's needed most to defraud a bunch of cybersecurity agencies. In any case, folks, welcome back to Rolling in the Isles. Who would like to recount the events of last time we had this little shindig?
Last time we arrived at this camp and we managed to talk our way into getting inside of it. I think after that we got inside. I think Han did most of the talking with like one of the like dudes that was here. He was living in this house until this big dude shift started, and then he talked as well, and we learned that, hey, we have died a few times and come around this place a few times. Like every few months, I think every 6 months or so, I think was mentioned, we appear and we die in the forest.
Basically, the chosen undead from Dark Souls, but as a group. It seems.
I really don't like this. Oh, Eris cannot breathe air anymore. Lovely.
Yes, you know, Sandy from SpongeBob, but reversed.
Yup. Pain. And you have.
Oh yeah,
pills.
the ogre showed up. We had some bants with him. He was alright. And then some weird, larger, emaciated-looking ogre creature vaulted out of the ground and caused a bit of a ruckus. But unfortunately for him, Aiden sort of loosened up his root chakra, shall we say? As in, blasted it out of orbit, and yeah, he died.
And the D10,000 chart said explode into a delayed blast fireball, and now everyone's bloodied.
Yeah.
And that seems to have been a signal to the surrounding areas for everyone to come crawling out of the woodwork.
And now we're kind of stuck in this place, and we have several creatures trying to get in. I don't like this.
Oh, that one's particularly grotesque. It's this enormous, hulking, swollen, bloated...
It looks like a fleshy Venus flytrap.
It has a disquieting number of both arboreal and human traits.
Could you, like, make it bigger, the image?
Hang on.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Also, some of those teeth aren't teeth, they're hands.
Oh,
Closely.
Yeah.
it looks like baby hands.
Oh yeah.
And some of those hands aren't hands, they're roots or branches. It appears to be someone who is so grotesquely swollen with corruption and mutation that they have started to twist. It's almost like you would liken it to what it looks to you most like is if you've ever seen a burl on a tree, which is a cancer that occurs on some species of tree when they get injured. It's like someone made from those. An enormous just hunk of twisted tumors. And in this case, it is about 25 feet tall and smashing its way through the underbrush
Towards our location. I
at
don't
an
like
alarming
this.
speed.
Can we just leave?
Where would you like to go? Because on the
In which direction?
yeah, on the other direction, you've got the
Underground,
fleeing
6 feet
orcs,
under.
and this side might even be worse.
I think 6 feet under is gonna work pretty decent.
It's a suit of full plate with branches pouring from every available gap.
Oh, it's our
Some of the-
cousin.
Some of the insignias are older than you've ever seen. As in, they are clearly some kind of heraldry, but they don't match anything on record. The plates, despite being in the modern Gothic plate style, also appear to be made of black bronze. You can tell by the verdigris collecting on the surface. And all the while, as this, you did catch a glimpse of whoever summoned him, some shadowy figure lurking amongst the branches. And all the while, the rain is streaming down, and the storm is getting more intense. At this point, the raindrops are hitting the ground and they're just burrowing into the wood. And they're burrowing into wood and stone and mud, like, further than you can see. It is hammering down with an enormous amount of force. It's denting the little tin roofs that have been built over most of the campfires. They're being dented by the rain. And the rain is shimmering. It's got this horrid iridescent quality to it. It looks like it's a streak of oil across water, but with an underpinning of magenta light. Where it's touching the crops that are growing nearby, they are coiling around themselves in unsavory manners. The hulking figure, you're not sure if he's dead or just comatose, but he's might as well be dead. He's there completely, eyes rolled back, completely gone. One of the local Uruks is attempting to... He's contemplating whether to try and bury him or to try and drag him out. And your host is currently at the walls watching the cultists move closer. He's still got the old flag of Lessia draped across his shoulders over his armour. And you can see, those of you who can set eyes on him are just seeing him just count his way through the different handles of knives on his belt. As he's watching things unfold. With that, I think it's time we begin initiative.
Alright.
Let me just try and find the fucking initiative tracker in this fucking mess. They changed the icon for the damn thing.
A roll to confirm, I guess.
Yep.
Starting off strong.
No way.
Lucky number 13.
Okie dokie.
Also, I hope everyone who is watching has had a great week, even though it's only Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. Good to hear that people are doing well. I'm so happy that I'm finally not sick anymore. Well, not as sick.
God damn, I keep running fast.
Yeah, you were quite debilitated for a couple of days.
Yeah, I only was in bed, and I was awake for like God knows, just a little bit, and then I'd try to force myself to sleep more.
Hibernate through the sickness.
Yes. Hibernate until you dibernate.
You're not going last, Han.
Huh.
Nice.
I'm happy I'm not first. Wait, oh no.
You're second.
Never mind, I don't know where that is, that creature. But it is in front of me.
That's what I was
Oh.
just thinking.
Wait, is that the guy we talked to earlier?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, Chancellor.
Yes, there is -1 initiative that we have currently. There we go, the whole list.
Okay. So double check, make sure I'm not missing anyone. I think we are okay for the time being. Okay. Chancellor will take his time gazing out over the battlements here, and you watch him take out a pair of short swords and pour something onto the blades. After he's emptied the vial onto them, he lets it clatter to the ground, and as where the few stray droplets left in the bottle hit the woodwork of the trellisway there, you can see it sizzling and smoking. And where the smoke coils up, you can see faces and grasping hands within the smoke.
I see.
And then he quite casually passes one blade to the other hand and readies himself, keeps himself low beneath the battlements. Eris, your turn.
I will ask Mr. Chubb's help.
Now, Eris, you should be careful with such requests.
Give me advice, but not tangible help.
Very well. Try and see if you can goad them into fighting each other first. After all, there are still some of the Uruks outside the battlements.
Can I attempt to just yell at the Uruks over here and be like, oh, enemies to the south? Is that...
You can.
East, south? Southeast? Southeast, that's
Southeast.
southeast. I would like to attempt then diplomacy with them.
Yeah, you may use a diplomacy or an intimidate, or
I
You
will
can
use intimidate then. And I'd like to use Albert for a bonus with intimidate
Okay.
as well. Han, could you roll his intimidate for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Let me find my intimidate.
Is Albert's intimidate?
good grief.
Mm-hmm.
All the as
There's mine.
okay, goddamn. You see as the Uruks all perk up and stop where they stood, and they literally pivot on their heel, like quite a well-trained response. Even the ones who weren't like even directly involved in this, the ones who were just waiting around the campfire, waiting orders, pivot and follow your voice.
Can I encourage them in any way?
Oh no, they've taken it as an order.
Okay, good.
Countermand the walls.
And okay, question for Because I know that I will probably by next turn want to use one of my cantrips, but I want to use the one ring that changes, where I can change a letter.
Mm-hmm. Ring of the Grammarian for those at home.
Mm-hmm. Now my question is, I want to turn days into maze, but how much range do I have with it?
You would have the range of the original spell. So days.
Let me find days then. Days. Okay. So 25 feet plus 5 feet per 2 levels. So I have
40 feet.
35? I know, 40. Yeah, 40 feet then. Alright.
Okay.
Then I'd like to prepare that. Yes. And then for anything Augur does, Han, what would your suggestion be? 'Cause I think defensive for right now would be best.
Yeah, sure. I think Albert would probably just stay close.
Okay. I think, unless there's something I'm completely missing, and I know movement, but I don't want to move. Yeah. Should be it for me right now.
Okay. The Uruk's turn. They scramble in a panic. They've had some kind of inherent part of their psyche triggered by this. They scramble up the battlements with an alarming amount of ease, trying to take their places in the defense of the fortress. You watch some of them scramble up flat stone to get where they're meant to be.
Good. They're doing their job.
The ones who can't get the nearest place is the actual gate. Some of them just plant them, like physically wedge themselves in place in the gap of the gate as a humanoid shield.
Honestly, this good. Alright.
This is as far as they can get, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, that'll be their turn. Comrade.
Okay. This fort that we're on, it's on top of. It's that information that the big.
Mark, you're very quiet on my end.
Yeah, and everyone's in the thing. I think you got noise cancelling switched on, but it's like muffling you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the fortress is not on a great deal of height. It's just about 10. It's at its highest about 10 feet up off the regular plane.
Yeah. So how big's the monster as well?
The monster is
25.
this one here, 25 feet tall. It's only about 15 foot across, though.
So he can reach in. He could reach in and grab us. His arm.
The side he's on, it is actually a slightly taller incline just due to the angle. It's more the fact that it's deep rather than tall. But if he got close up and reached, he could, if he stretched far enough, he could probably reach in and pick people off the battlements. But you will have to get past the initial layer of cavalry spikes.
Well, if he's 25 feet tall, he might just be able to step over those.
True. But he doesn't have the longest stride in the world. He has very stubby limbs.
Oh yeah, I can imagine very short steps.
He's built more like an elephant. You don't think you could jump if you tried. The bigger issue is he's got quite gangly, long, tree-like arms up on the higher up part, and he's got several mouths all at the end of a long, distended tree trunk-like face. You're not sure how much reach he's got with it.
I think that what I want to do is just dash this way with like a somersault over the wall.
You're so quiet.
Oh, he wants to do some sort over the wall. Roll your acrobatics check, please. You danced, rather.
Yeah.
I'm just going to crank Mark's volume up to like 200%.
Might have clicked that twice.
Yep, it's alright. Just remember the second one. First one, rather. Yeah, the battlements are actually fairly well built up on the inside, so they're pretty easy to vault over. And with the advantage, yeah, that's pretty much exactly enough. And you managed to stick the landing.
Do like a pirouette or whatever.
Yeah. Though those people who look carefully might have seen you just scuff your heel on the way down on some of the granite. Luckily, the soil here is quite loamy and soft. It's probably more moss than soil at this point. You've landed on nature's gym mat.
Oh, I'm just gonna take out my hammer and sickle and look tough. And, okay.
Okie dokie. The pile of bronze plates and tangled, like interlocked branches slowly scuttles its way along the pathway. Moves completely effortlessly around the cavalry stakes and spikes. It's like watching a snake claw its way through an obstacle course. It's actually somewhat unnerving. And he does it completely silently. Despite like the thick, like bronze armor, it doesn't make any noise. He moves as if the whatever's infesting him is insulating the noise. But you heard this thing scream. It's blood-curdling. And to see it go from so loud to so quiet is... Ugh, it doesn't bear thinking about. But quick as a flash, it scuttles its way up to the one of the gates. Doesn't hit it. But you can see the gate gently start to bend, as if something's putting an enormous pressure on it from the other side. And it has a very subtle, deep creak as the wood is put under pressure. That'll be its turn, because it had to double move. Okay, time for the lads in the south. One of the figures who is flanked by another enormous cultist. This one is got a ragged piece of what seems to be silk strewn over his face, and a heavy jacket, rather than the usual robes, traipsed over his shoulders. In his hands are a pair of what appears to be like they're woodworking tools similar to the ones used by shipwrights, an adze and an axe, some kind of hatchet. He's a little smaller than the others, but in a gurgling voice, as if something is wrong with him, he lifts up one of the little hatchets and gurgles out a phrase in a language you don't understand. And despite being quite muffled, the noise coils its way through the forest and over the palisades. It's like feeling a chisel drop through the wood, or someone tossing a knife through the air beside you. It nestles in your ear. It seems to be some sort of challenge, but you're not sure what it means. Those of you who have linguistics can roll it if you wish.
Yes, please. Also, audio should be fixed for right now. At least on stream end. If there's any more fixing, please let me know. Thank you. Okay, linguistics. I'm actually surprised I don't have it as a innate thing.
All good.
Okay. $15.
There's phrases you understand from the local language, but there's also terms from Undercommon mixed in with it. You're not sure precisely, but it seems to be something along the lines of offer your sins to the lake.
Oh. Lady of the Lake? I will assume.
No, the local patois got gendered language for almost every phrase. There's no the lake was put in masculine.
I will let Baz know.
Curious.
Oh, hold on.
And you've heard some of the cultists talk about the lady previously, and that was always referred to in the feminine. It seemed to be distinct entities in this case. Because guess what? Local patois is kind of French-like, so yeah, it does have gendered language. Still expecting the linguistics of it to come up, but yeah. In any case, he spurs on his men, and they start to make their way forward, hacking their way through the brush as they go, trying to uproot the cavalry spikes here. They move, as if they're all already injured, or have got some kind of pre-existing. All of their gates are off. They tend to limp their way forward. Even the ones who appear to outwardly be quite fit and healthy. The only exception is the incredibly tall one, who is easily taller than even Baz. He's carrying what appears to be some kind of mix of a enormous pry bar and an axe. Perhaps like a mole of some kind. In fact, yeah, if you had to guess, probably some kind of mix of a pry bar and a splitting mole. The smaller man who commanded his troops, he moves with it's as if his form is twisted underneath the clothes, but he moves with an enormous amount of speed and hurls himself up into one of up into the boughs of one of the nearby trees. You can see him just nestled there, but you're not sure what he's doing. But his men are making short work of the cavalry spikes here. You don't think they'll last another round. Especially not with the tall one walking forward. He literally just hooks his maul underneath the little spikes, and despite them being literally sharpened trees, he hurls them aside effortlessly, like he was throwing aside a child's toy. And that will be their turn, because I kind of built this place to resist an attack from you guys rather than the locals. Here we are at initiative 0. Baz, you have the floor.
Let's go.
But not the last in line.
Last in line goes home alone.
I think you fucking might do at this rate.
Yeah. Assessing the situation.
Folks, you can have a bad initiative as long as you're tough enough to stick it out.
As long as you can survive the first round. Yeah. Baz is gonna move to the front. And I'll make an attempt to sort of order. Well, actually, are these guys armed with ranged weapons or anything?
You're not entirely sure. You don't see them to have particularly much. They've got that weird, like, pickaxe looking weapon. You're not sure what the other stave is.
Does it seem to have a sling of sorts on it, perhaps?
You're not sure. You've already had a good look at it.
Fair. In that case, I'll just order them to repel the assault, basically. I'll roll diplomacy on that.
Far away.
Oh, that was supposed to be for me, but yeah.
What the dog doing?
It was using my stats.
Okay. They snap to attention, and you just, like, you buff these guys up pretty well doing that.
Excellent.
You never seen Oryx so organized.
Hell yeah.
In fact, they're downright frenzied at it.
Oh, that's perfect.
You see one of them take that weird, like, wooden stave, take something from his belt, and load it into the back of it.
See.
And he takes out a slow match, which has got a little bit of phosphorus on one end, and he like strikes his thumbnail across it, which is like this big kind of grimy, blunt chisel like thumbnail, and with a flick, he lights it, and it begins smouldering away. Do you have alchemy by any chance?
I believe I do, yes. Let me roll it. Alchemy. 18.
That's a firework.
Ah, I see.
Which you know that goblins are kind of infamous for stealing fireworks and firing them at passers-by. Those appear to be it's similar to the skyrocket fireworks, but it's you're not sure what variety of firework it is, but it seems to be fairly potent. Quite a narrow-looking thing, though. He's got quite a few of them stashed on his body. In fact, they all do. You thought that was probably a piece of the armor at one point, but underneath their arm, just at about where their kidney is, behind their pauldron, is a rack of these tubes.
I see.
They are very lightly strapped down. Just like they're just tied down with a piece of twine. But yeah, you think they do have a ranged option. That's perhaps not the most practical thing, but it'll lob some fire down range.
Well, that's ideal. In that case... Oh yeah, I'm carrying on... continuing my tactician aura. So, all allies within 60 feet benefit from... How much was it again? 11 temporary hit points, refreshing each round.
Sorry, how many temp hit points?
11.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yes. Let's see.
You saw, because the one you just heard on the Ulrich chime in with, "Sure thing, boss."
Look at me, I am the boss now.
Well, you are the only greenskin in the party.
That is true.
One drop rule applies.
I'll just roll perception just to generally kind of get a sense of the battlefield. Actually, could I use knowledge martial instead?
You may. Because otherwise, knowledge martial is just proprietary fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't believe in a skill that only does one thing. Okay, 17. You don't have... It's not a completely secure line. The side with the Feral Knight is going to break quick if you do not get the Spudmen down there soon. But this side is fairly shored up. The issue is you don't have a good gauge of the strength of the cultists. Or if any of them could be... Some of them could be casters. You've seen them festooned with strange little trinkets here and there.
All right.
And their walking siege engine will prove an issue.
Yeah.
You're a little spread out. You might...
Yeah.
The problem is that if you try and drag them into the little settlement proper, there's not really enough to the structures to... They are sturdy enough to hold off the main cultists, perhaps, but they won't hold up to the siege and the bulwark. And God, if the Feral Knight is putting enough pressure on the gate to make it bend, he'll smash through the... you're not sure if it's wattle and daub or if it's actual stonework or timber framing on the houses, but he'll make light work of them. He'll smash through them like they're air.
All right. In that case, Baz will shout over to Eris, asking if she could open the gate to let the Uruks back in
Oh.
to deal with the Feral Knight, and also ask if Albert can help deal with the Feral Knight.
I shall do so on my turn, unless I can do it right now.
Okay, yeah, it'll be on your turn.
Okay.
It's on initiative 19.
Let's see. Could I do any sort of knowledge checks on this creature?
You may, it's not a religion.
Alright, ideal.
You can get
25.
other information if you've got other ones as well, but that used to be a person. That is someone who is so swollen with corruption that it is like a burl word on a tree. The corruption has injured every cell in their body and swollen their carcass with scar tissue to the point where they have just ballooned upwards. They are a living, breathing, walking tumor of flesh, bone, and timber and stone. It's...
So,
If they're experimenting with corruption,
yeah.
this person has had so much corruption poured into them that they can't even... You're not even sure how many people. It could be one, it could be a dozen, all bolted together, but...
So, with that roll, would I be able to identify any sort of potential weak points?
Oh, I'll give you 2 questions.
Okay. Is it susceptible to white ash?
White ash is more for your usual, like, druidic foes.
Okay.
This would not be susceptible to white ash.
In that case, defensive abilities.
Okay. And it has a boatload of DR. And it actually has structure points to it. So you got to think of it like it's a fleshy mech. It's not... It's got a pitifully low AC for what it is, but it's going to tank most hits pretty well.
Right.
You're not... Okay, let's see with that much. Let's just hang on, check my notes. It is... It's resistant to fire, which is odd, but then again, it is raining so heavily, pretty much everything does. It's got a very high DR, and on top of that, it's got spell resistance. In fact, you're not sure what would happen if you did cast at it. Because this thing has got so much corruption in one place, it may be a potential risk to kind of wild magic effects.
Right.
You have to think of it like fighting a building.
Yeah.
I'll give you
You
this free.
mentioned it doesn't really have the ability to jump.
Yes, it cannot jump. It has got its mobility is extremely limited.
Alright.
Think of it like an elephant.
Yeah. I don't know how this would work, like, logically, but through the landscaping ability, I can modify terrain, as long as it's, like, continuous.
Okay.
So I could disrupt the terrain as such in the way of the creature. And
Okay.
basically create like a sort of weird trench. I assume it would use like, let's say, det cord or something.
Yeah, basically like a blasting charge.
Yeah.
Like a cratering charge.
So that's what I would like to do for my standard action.
Okay, just those that area there.
Actually, it would be tempting to include the creature in it. Yeah, I'll do it like that.
Okay, so a area there. Okay, get a little art piece.
Perfect.
You hock out a blasting charge. It sticks pretty much perfectly in the ground, and with a dull boom, it blows a chunk out of the loamy soil here and scatters the soil, the stonework and soil in the area, and also taking out a chunk of the nearby tree. The creature does not seem to even flinch. In fact, you're not sure it even knew what just happened.
Did it affect its footing?
Not yet. There, its legs are kind of lagging behind the rest of its body.
Right.
It seems to be reaching out with its long tree-like hands and kind of probing. Though the hole's currently under its torso, so it hasn't spotted. It hasn't spotted what you've done yet.
All right. In that case, I think that'll be it for Baz.
Okay. Bullwood's turn. It slowly, just drives itself forward. And as it does, you watch as its right foot just reaches its way forward and goes into the gap left by your blasting charge. And you hear, in fact, everyone hears a wet, hollow crack as its ankle rolls. The creature bellows through about all of its mouths at once in a horrible piping noise. It's almost like the rush of wind through a cave. This hollow, deep rumbling that coils through the clearing here. It seems to have slowed it down quite significantly, but it's still driving its way onto the spikes. You see some of the... in order to try and get its way out, it actually rolls its way out onto the cavalry spikes. And you can see some of the cultists nearby trying to stop it and trying to drive it away from the points. But it's more scared of the injury you've caused it than the injury that will occur from the spikes it probably didn't even see.
Interesting.
So it's managed to... not only have you broken its ankle, you've also managed to drive it onto the cavalry spikes.
Way.
Lead all the way.
Welcome to Agincourt.
Well, everyone is speaking French,
Indeed.
but not for long. And that's as far as it can get because you've halved you've quartered its speed. Okay. You, as you're watching out over the battlements and watch this unfold, you catch a glimpse of where Chancellor was, and he's no longer there.
I see.
It's a bit disconcerting because you literally just saw him, and at the corner of your eye, it's like he just disappeared.
Well, that explains why he's still alive.
Okay,
Alright.
Eris.
I will give out the orders and do the things Baz told me to, which is open the gate. Which honestly, I'll probably just use telekinesis for.
Okay.
It's in range, and I have
The-
how much? Fucking
There's enough pressure from the Spudkin, they actually just move through as you do it.
yeah, plus 200 pounds. I can move, like if the door weighs 200 pounds. I
The
can.
doorway's got its own kind of actuation to it, so if you are pulling from the inside, it's a lot easier to open it. You can actually do it with like 2 people,
Okay.
and you've got about the strength of like 2 fairly weak people.
Way. But I will
And
give them the orders and point there and be like, there's a knight. He will try to hurt us. Kill.
They all nod in unison.
Soup later as encouragement.
That seems to perk them up.
Right.
Okay. Any other actions this turn for yourself?
I'd like
Or
to
further.
move up here if I can.
Yeah, it's actually fairly easy to leave your way up. You just got to take 5 feet off your movement to get up there.
I mean, it's 25 feet. Get there. And then 5 feet, it's 30.
Yeah.
I'll move Albert. Oh god, I will not move Albert up there because then I will not see the rest of the map. Imagine Albert is up there too.
Yeah. I'll assume he's a piece of kit at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, Albert will be able to bay at the creature.
Work.
That's the
What?
AoE fear, isn't it?
In this case, it's specifically DC 25 for dismissal.
Okay.
It's a will save.
You can't lay eyes on him currently, but you do watch the pressure on the door, on the gateway, ease slightly.
Hmm.
And that howl echoes through the clearing here. Even the Uruks who are on your side, they shudder at the sound of it.
The power of Doug.
What's unusual is that the cultists seem to be incensed by the noise. Some of them are kind of driving themselves into a frenzy at the sound.
So,
Though the rain eases for a moment before it begins anew. Any other actions this turn?
Should be it. I still, if I'm able to reserve the prepared spell for maze.
Okay. The Spudkin fan out. Some join you on the on the palisade. Others shore up. Others move out to try and intercept whatever's on the other side of that gate. Those on the actual palisades themselves, they begin to use their slow matches to light the fireworks, and it's very strange. It seems like down the tube is a number of different portholes, and in sequence they just drag the slow match across them, and out the end of the tube is just a burning ball of sparks that fling out at fairly high speeds. And where they impact, it just scatters, burning. You're not sure what kind of metal it is, but it's this burning, sparkling, like bluish flame. Okay. Start with the bill on the bellward. Will hit. These two are going to try and fire on the feral knight because they think he's a big target. Miss. Parried. And the rest will ready their actions in case something else turns up. Okay. Actually, let's move this one over here as well. Okay, that's the Spudkin's turn. Comrade. Mark, it's your turn. Did we lose Mark? Mark, you there, mate?
He might be muted.
No, he's not listed as muted unless it's on his hardware.
About now.
Yep, can hear you now, mate.
I was asking, could you remind me of my maximum travel distance?
I think you can... for movement, was it? Your movement is, I believe, 40 feet out of everything else, and that's per movement. So you get you can either move 80 feet in any direction, or up to like 120 in a straight line. If you use your whole round.
I want to do a big run.
Okay. I mean, your dance check's so high, I'm not even going to make you roll for it, to be perfectly honest. But see, the terrain here is not going to really impede you very much.
Um,
Okay. You're moving your way across and vaulting over the granite boulders and over even the cavalry spikes with relative ease. But could you roll me a perception check, please? Mark, mate, could you roll me a perception check?
I got a 21.
Oh, sorry, just slow on mind. Okay. You spot something. So I'm moving into the area.
Oh boy.
Let's go. Unless he's here to kill us, then oh no.
Here's hoping the worms didn't get to him.
The brain worms.
He's taking cover. And when you look at where he's kind of looking towards, you notice it too.
A tree. Sorry. A
Nestled
tree with
in the
eyes.
tree are a number of what seem to be small forms of glowing red eyes. They almost look like birds, but they don't move right. And they're watching him intently. One or two of them are gazing out over the settlement and watching your teammates, but most of them are focused completely on your friendly local mage. But he's currently like crouched down behind the tree stump here, almost prone, just propping himself up. You barely saw him. But that said, that will take your entire turn to move that far. You've got a swift action left if you want to do anything with that. Or if you want to shout for him or whatnot.
No.
I'm not sure you came through, Mark. You came... like you sounded extremely muffled.
That is somehow worse.
Yeah,
Your audio is completely
kind of
fucked.
like weirdly robotic.
You might want to like adjust your headset's like plug and make sure it's not like semi out.
Yeah.
Just audio warning for any listeners in case suddenly Marcus very loud.
Yeah, I'm going to turn him down a touch just in case.
The good old technical difficulties.
He's talking in ones and zeros.
Exactly,
Yes.
you're speaking binary now.
Okay. We'll come back to you in the meantime, mate. Just keep trying to get through on audio wise, and as soon as we hear you clear, we can go from there, mate.
He's
Feral Knight-
gonna end the turn anyway. He just
Okay.
typed in player chat.
Okie dokie. There is an eerie silence from the other side of the gate. I think he's rejoining.
What?
Or he might have bricked his computer. One of the two. We will find out what his intentions are.
Yep.
Indeed.
There's an eerie silence from the other side of the gate. And that's the Feral Knight's turn. Time for the back to Brother Slovskin. And the rest of the fucking cadre. They sweep through now, having cleared the trellisways. Two of them remain trying to free their erstwhile Burlwood companion, but they don't seem to be making much leeway. They just, by the end of it, they just seem to be resigned to it. They take out a set of hooks on cables and hurl them over their...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, I think you're back to regular volume.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, you are.
You're actually louder than usual.
Okay.
Okay.
Fix
There we go.
audio. Fix audio.
I was whispering their name, but you didn't tell me that.
Okay. I was thinking you were doing that. Oh, but yeah, you watch the cultists throw out these hooks on the end of what appear to be like heavy-duty hempen cables, and they just drag him over the spikes, trying to get him free. I think they've decided like there's no really freeing him from them conventionally. Let's just drag him over them, just through brute force. I would say they are exerting a remarkable amount of force for just they're the size of average men, perhaps a little broader. And you watch the one in the robes here take out a glass vial and open the cork with his teeth, and there's this heavy congested snorting noise, and they're actually able to drag him out of the gap that you blew in the scenery. This creature must weigh tons, and they're able to, albeit with mechanical help, drag him out. And that's most of their turns. Time for Slovskin's turn. You lose track of their leader, either.
Hmm.
Don't worry, I've not deleted this thing.
Okay. I have something very funny in mind.
Okay.
But before I do so, I'm going to put up my respirator.
God. You will have to remove the bever from your armor to do so. You'll have to like fold it down.
Hmm.
Is yours like just a mask, like the lower part of the mouth, or is it like the entire head?
It's the lower part. It's
Okay.
supposed to be specifically integrated with the helmet.
Okay. So you just leave down the bever.
Yeah. And, okay. I'm gonna take a flask filled with Stella Fatois.
I don't like where this is going.
How big's the mouth of this creature?
It's covered in them.
Perfect.
And they are like the size of skips, or dumpsters for those in other regions. This thing is
Okay.
like 95% mouth.
I thought you meant the
Perfect.
crisps for a second because I'm an idiot.
Yes, that'd be a very small mouth. God, I've had a pack of skips in years.
Alright, in that
Okay.
case, I'll,
Oh, go on, carry on. It's a pointless detour about skips.
it's
Alright, in that case, I'll attempt to toss it into the creature's mouth.
okay.
Cold
Roll a
shot.
rate. It's a rain. I'm not even gonna make you roll a cold shot penalty. It's 95% mouth. It's like shooting a goblin in the head. It's 95% head.
Alright, there you go. 20.
There's a deep, audible, and exaggerated gulp. And the entire thing turns bright crimson.
I'll just sort of make eye contact with this guy over here as he's sort of like staring, probably in like sheer terror, and just like loudly whisper towards him. Now here's where it really gets funny. And I'll toss over another canister over here, and I'll duck.
Did you strap an explosive to that can?
Oh no, it's not an explosive. I think that beats the DC to hit the square. Let me look up what it does again. Where is chlorine?
Ah, I see. It's under mustard gas in the modern firearms section.
I made this all the way back in like episode 3. And I kept it with me this entire time.
Oh god, please tell me that it's not that fucking chemical you found, right?
No, I'm not using that one. Like, I specifically made chlorine, like, very early on in the game. And
Just
then
in
never
case.
used it. Yeah, I just held on to it the entire time.
Those of you at home, average Pathfinder player. I'm not exaggerating, this is legitimately an average thing anyone with alchemy uses. Okay, I think it's like 3d6 acid and blindness.
Okay, let me see. Mustard gas. Cloud of mustard gas obscures vision like fog cloud and looks like a bank of fog, except that the vapors are yellowish brown. Living creatures within a cloud of mustard gas take 3d6 points of acid damage when first exposed to the gas, and they have to take a DC 18 fortitude save each round and become nauseated and blinded for as long as they're in the cloud, and for 1d4 plus 1 rounds after leaving the cloud.
Okay, what's the radius of the blast? Is it just average poison range for inhaled poison?
I have to check the one for the canister.
Okay. I should say a canister is like a gas canister. It's fucking huge.
I know. I know.
It's gonna be one of them days.
It's gonna be one of them days. Okay, so it starts with a 15-foot cone, and then it extends by another 15 foot for 2 more rounds.
Okay. Do you roll randomly for the cone direction, or
Let me good question. Let me.
you held it here, in amongst them?
Yeah. Determine what direction the wind is blowing by rolling a d4. Okay.
Roll it.
So I guess it's going in this direction then?
Oh dear.
But that means it's also like rolling off the wall and just sort of like pummeling up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because chlorine's heavier than air. Ooh. Oh god. Yeah, so you basically just turn the entire air. I'm just gonna just turn it into a 30-foot radius and for ease. Everyone's exposed. Okay, would you like to roll the damage, please? Just roll the once for everyone. I'm not fussing.
Yeah. 11.
Weirdly, only 2 failed.
Hmm.
But that might have something to do with the fact that, you know, blinded one. You see the foremost one just drop the cables and just start screaming and clawing at his own cloth mask. It seems that some of them don't even seem to notice it, even as the skin starts to blister. The bullward, however, the eyes immediately curdle and turn a pale colour, and the skin just across its entirety of its body, it just rips into blisters and scar. And as you see at the bottom of its feet there, where it's just constantly pouring out that viscous black brackish fluid, now its entire body starts to spew out this just stream of corruption.
And it's affected by the Stella Fatwa. Oh boy, what a combo.
This is not a good combo.
No.
Because now I can't see.
Oh, that's kind of what I'm banking on right now. And as a final thing for my move action, I'll use landscaping. Just quickly grab a shovel. Because I can affect 8 squares with this in total for some fucking reason. I'm gonna make like a line 4 squares across and make it 10 feet deep, like a trench behind the wall for when they vault over it, essentially.
I'm just going to rule that you basically just grab a wheelbarrow full of, like, gravel and dump it over the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Bellwood's turn. This is about to get ugly. First thing it does is it rears up to its full height, and the 2 poor sons of bitches who were carrying the cables get flung. So... This one hits the watchtower beside you and skips and bounces to the other side of it, landing in a tent. And I'm going to roll a d8 to find direction. One, 2, 4. It's about like so you would know not to go back that way, so I'll re-roll. 2, so that way. It sees it wanders this way, and it catches its foot on another spike. And the tantrum it's throwing has just gotten 1,000 times worse. It is now just dragging its claws across the soil around it and shrieking. Could everyone in the party roll me a fort save, please?
Is it muffled due to the water around my head?
Oh, yes, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But everyone else there's a chance of deafening.
Oh no, Albert.
Oh no.
Can you roll it for Albert too?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. If you got below 15, you are sickened. So you just get -2 on some rolls. I'll figure it out at my end. Luckily, the only person who was within earshot who was really affected by it was Baz, and he rolled a 20, so he's not really affected by it. He's fine. Chance is sickened. Cultists are fine. And it'll then hurl itself bodily away from where it was going, so it'll hit the wall here, and you just feel the entire bank of wall, the wooden palisades here shake as it just connects with it. Its entire body smashing into the stonework. You can actually see cracks form in the wooden walls. You think if you hadn't put that palace up your own barricade there, he probably would have gone through. And he's just screaming. He's actually still partially in the gas cloud as well, which isn't helping things. Can you roll me in we'll just roll the damage on your turn each round for the acid, rather than worry about the individuals.
Yes.
Okay. Suddenly, one of the tall cultists trips up. And you notice, looking down at him, in his now exposed ankle or in the hem of his robe, I should say, is a deep red rent through the cloth. And beyond, where the red gives way to the pale, it's a kind of a greenish hue that is bubbling through the silk. Nobody's turn. Eris.
Yes. Can I do just a 5-foot step and then use maze on?
You don't have a lot of. You'd have to move up to about here on the corner to be able to see him.
Okay, but I could still then use my spell, right?
Yes.
Okay. I shall then move up and use the spell maze.
Okay, so we'll save, I believe. What's the DC?
That is a very good question.
I would rule that anything that is a altered spell for you is 10 plus your
DCs
stat mod plus half your level.
Since it is a cantrip, it would be a DC 15, but I don't know if it counts as a cantrip since...
It's changed by the ring, it just used half your level rather than the level of the spell.
A DC 18?
I think so.
Because we're level 6, and all your stats are 20.
Yeah.
See it? 18. Okay. You point the ring finger at the creature, and seemingly around him is just these spiraling coils of magical energy in rings. And as they kind of flow around him and interlock, they bind down on him, and in a flash it collapses into a singular point, and he's no longer visible.
Once I just received a random Steam notification that's in German. That threw me off, sorry.
It's all good.
Can you repeat yourself?
Okay. As your magic coils around the creature, it suddenly all these magical rings, they almost look like ritual magic, the circle, and they all suddenly bind down tight around him, binding his limbs against his torso, and with a metal shrieking noise, him and the rings collapse into a singular point and disappear.
Yay. So we have made him disappear.
Yes.
Temporarily, because I'm guessing maze has a duration.
He is sent to an extra-dimensional magical maze that he will have to solve to get out.
Yay.
The rain seems to be getting heavier.
I'll ask Mr. Chubbs for advice. Help.
The top of your hat unfolds into kind of has like a little one of the patches of cloth just breaks slightly, and a comical umbrella hat pokes through, latched onto the top of the witch's hat.
You see cover?
Yeah, it's enough to... It'll give you maybe a turn or two before the rain rips it apart.
Alright, I will then most likely next turn try to seek cover.
Okay.
Though, if one last thing I can do is ask the spuds to just keep this in check.
Okay.
Very cool.
So it's turn. They will move to reinforce. So I'm just going to move over here and taking pot shots at the invaders below. And the ones over here are going to actually try and fire on the strange birds in the tree as well. Your mage friend, though only one of you has seen him, crawls behind the boulders, hoping not to be hit with a stray round from the fireworks the Uruks are using. Speaking of Comrade, it's your turn.
Hello. I guess I'm gonna run in this direction and this. I realise you can't see what direction. This fella at the bottom, the greener one.
Okay. Just be careful because the area around here is quite filled with chlorine gas. Basically, don't go beyond the barricade and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm staying on this side of the barricade. What I want to do is do a somersault off this rock and land like with my legs around his head and snap his neck like the Black Widow or something.
Oh, actually, you're good. He was thrown here, so his body's on the stump, and his head's hanging off it. So if you just come down on him with your knee, you'll snap his neck clean.
All right, perfect.
Roll me a dance check, please. I'm just going to... yeah, that'll do the trick. That's enough to hit the DC for us next net. And there's a wet crunch noise, because in this case I'm just going to use DC for an execution roll. And he was stunned this turn, so he's pretty much helpless.
Counterfeit 20 don't stick.
And his head's on the floor now or whatever, right?
It's a little kind of hanging back. Still attached. Wasn't ripped off, but it was like the neck is snapped. It's just kind of hanging loose against the stump.
I'm gonna have a little drink while I'm there for my vampireness.
Okay. I say that the throat was down near ripped open, so yep, help yourself. You feel stronger. Okay, any other actions this turn?
Oh, that's it. I'm just having a little bit.
Bargain. Very nice turn, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okie dokie, before your turn, Baz.
Mm-hmm.
What's your CMD?
My CMD is... let me check. It is 18, although it is, I believe, 20 against evil creatures.
You hear something behind you as the lid of the well shifts.
Hmm.
As you look down, roll me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Okay. As you look down, A watery tendril has crawled its way out of the well, and it's going to try and drag you into the well.
Oh, is it extraplanar in nature?
It is an elemental, so yes.
I have shield against evil, which grants me the third effect of protection against evil.
So it can't actually touch you.
It can't actually touch me.
And it kind of like slaps its tendrils against the ground and tries to splash water at you. It's like actively pissed off looking.
Yeah.
It uses second attack to throw the bucket at you. Oh fuck, I think it actually hit you. What's your AC?
My AC is quite high right now. It is...
Okay, sorry, rephrase. What's your touch AC?
Okay, touch AC is sitting at 14.
It has thrown the bucket over your head.
Fair.
And it's now slapping it repeatedly with its little tendrils, but it can't hurt you, but it can hit the bucket and it can annoy you. It's like a really tiny water elemental. It barely has reach enough to hit you.
Nice.
You had to crawl up you to reach your head.
I respect it.
You hear a crash beside you, though.
I'll
Like glass.
I'll remove the bucket from my head if I can.
Be on your turn. It's not just quite your turn yet.
All right.
You do hear a crunch elsewhere,
Oh.
though.
Okay. I do have what's it called? Blind sight.
Something is moving across the palisade. How far do you have?
I have blind sight out to 35 feet.
Oh. In that case, you probably would have known. Last turn, something was there. I was not aware it was that far.
Ah, no worries.
Oh, wait, no, I've got Hellcat Stealth, never mind. You wouldn't actually known that.
Fair.
I keep forgetting Hellcat Stealth's a thing. Keep putting it on NPCs and keep forgetting I've got it. Okay. It's kind of muffled. As something has just thrown one of the Uruks off of the palisade. Actually, is the turn of the cultists, because, funnily enough, one of them is on the palisade now. The others are just going to kind of try to make their way through the chlorine. This one here can't, because it's had his Achilles tendon cut, and one's had its neck snapped and eaten. This one here is still blind, but will stumble this way. It's 1d4. So this round and next, and you'll be able to see again. Okay. Baz, it is now your turn. You've got a bucket on your head.
All right. I have quick draw, so I'll just grab it and just sort of remove it as a free action.
You look down, it is a pathetically small water elemental.
I'll
It looks like Babby's first attempt to summon.
I'll put him back in the well, to be honest.
not even like kicking, just like push him.
Yeah. Goodbye.
It's kind of it's like a and kind of a plot like someone taking a piss into a well from a great height.
All right. So, I see the leader over there, correct?
Yep, he is. You can see him through the supports for the watchtower.
And this creature is over here. He's absolutely frenzied.
Oh yeah.
Now, since this creature is kind of an embodiment or collection of corruption, how is my mace reacting to this?
It doesn't like it. It's like
Actually doesn't.
It is. Well, your mace is ostensibly some kind of plague fiend bound to a mace.
Yeah.
It eats wellness. It devours health. That thing is worse than it. in terms of it's how corroded and diseased it is.
Mm.
It's a mix of awe and kind of professional pride in seeing something this swollen with corrosion.
Yeah.
Two Nurgle fans talking to each other. In fact, there does seem to be some kind of communication between the two of them happening at like a psychic level.
So, as I look at this creature, do I reckon it's likely that it might attack this guy, since it is affected by the Stellar Fatwa?
At this point, if you're outside that wall, your days numbered, because it's going to start throwing itself at that wall with all its force. That guy's probably going to get pulped if he's not careful.
Okay. Since
So if you're outside the wall, it's a reflex save on its turn.
So I'm gonna do something slightly cheeky since I have pole arm. I'm gonna like put. Since I quick draw, I'll put a flask of grease on like the flat, on the flat of the poleaxe.
Oh, that reminds me actually. You know what the crashing noise was? Someone broke the lantern next to you on their way through.
Ah.
So there is like fire around. It's just only little drips of it. It's not a lot. It's like a minor fire here. Most of it could it won't pose a threat to the structures because of how bad the rain is. But if it gets into the little blocks, these are not actually stone. They're boxes covered in hide to keep the rain out.
In that case, I'll ask Faustus if he can absorb it.
Oh yeah, he drinks in the flames with ease.
And I'll just sort of put the grease flask on my polearm, reach out with the polearm, and then just drop the grease flask onto the creature.
Actually, onto the creature itself or onto the terrain around it?
Well, onto its square.
Okay. What's the radius on it?
I think it's just splash.
Okay, so be at the initial 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, something to keep in mind on that my turn. Anything else?
It will be affected by it on my turn, but yeah, I think it's a reflex save initially. Okay. And then if it trips, it needs to make reflex saves to actually successfully get up.
I already know what's going to happen if it fails. If it fails, it's going to like be shoulder check. It's his turn now, so I'll have to see.
It's like DC 17 from what I remember. It's from back in the day.
Oh, it actually passes. Holy shit.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I was going to tell you what I was going to do. I was going to do the thing that he was going to shoulder check the wall, slip, and land on like its fingers. Have you ever done that where you've like landed wrong? I was like, oh, it's bad. But fortunately for yourself, it does actually succeed.
Right.
Let's see. Is there anything else on your turn?
Oh yeah. Plenty still. Since that failed. Oh, how close does this creature appear to be to death? Could I roll like a heal check for that to ascertain it?
Yes, please. Heal.
All right. 20.
It doesn't seem terribly injured. It seems very pissed off and blind, but not dreadfully injured beyond debilitations.
Right.
Around the 75% mark, I'd say.
Gotcha. Alright, in that case, let's see. Okay. Comrade is over there. Actually, in that case, I might have a go at the leader. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just barrel through the guard tower.
Okay, but it could cause structural damage.
I'll take that risk.
Okay.
Rule of cool.
guard tower is actually more of a shed that someone's built a barricade on top of.
Ah, I see.
But it's got the same principle. As you knock it down, it literally just slumps down behind you.
Nice.
He's currently on top of the palisade above it, so he's got about 5 foot up from you. Maybe actually pretty close to 10, but not enough to interrupt reach.
Alright. Okay, so we'll give it a hit with the, what shall I use? I'll use the old trusty poleaxe. And use it with Holy Light. So, yeet.
Okay, so try and parry you. Holy shit, you actually succeeded. As you thrust forward with the polearm, like Holy Light crackling off the blade, he seems to catch a glimpse of you probably in the blade's carrying, and he hooks behind the blade of the actual axe head with one of the adzes he's carrying, and just swings it across into the palisade, which just evaporates beneath it.
Alright.
The stink coming off this man is unfathomable.
Does he appear to be laid with corruption?
Oh yeah, he is visibly weeping it. You don't have a good view underneath the jacket and the cowl, but he is you can see it dripping from the silk.
So, as my first attack misses and the poleaxe embeds into the
Yes, he's embedded. Well, it's not really very embedded. He's literally just evaporated the wooden beam itself.
Fair. But I'll just immediately draw my mithril rapier
Okay.
and attempt an attack at it.
Swing away.
Here we go.
Okay. High or low?
Hi.
Does hit. It reaches out a arm to try and defend itself, and the blade just goes right through his forearm and into his shoulder.
Mm.
You can just see this greyish brown liquid just pouring out of the wound and down the blade towards you. And it's sizzling where it touches the holy light. Could you roll me a reflex save, please?
Alright. 15.
Just as you're about to withdraw the blade, it's stuck. He kind of he looks at you, and you finally catch a glimpse. His eyes are these muddy brown puddles of half-rotten, oculus humor.
Hmm.
But he's still looking you dead in the eyes. His adze on his left hand clatters to the ground, however.
Alright. I think that'll be it for my turn.
Okay. Bulwark's turn. This is going to be interesting.
It's still standing near some grease.
Yeah, and it doesn't actually have enough sight to tell. Take a reflex. Yeah, it immediately slips. And this man here jumps for his fucking life. And actually makes it over. Literally just because he's carrying a billhook. Like a big two-handed one. Something that's seemingly intended for clearing bark from trees, but has had bits and pieces welded to it. He manages to hook onto the top of the palisade and managed to lever himself on top. Depositing himself the opposite side down, rolling off of your earthenwork and depositing himself into the cabbages. Clearly injured, gasping for dear life. But just about alive. The Burwood in the hand is now. The form of it is just this roiling mass of scar tissue now. And he's going to hurl himself at the wall again. Parts of the palisade are starting to shake free. In fact, one comes down right next to, like, towards this guy. Who manages to just about roll his ass out the way. Before he's crushed. So put a little, but the tantrum is reaching a fever pitch. You know, an oiled abomination that is screaming. It's going to move this way. It's crawling on all fours.
It was
broken ankle.
chlorine.
What's it? Oh yeah, the oh yeah, you just roll damage for the chlorine.
Yeah. There you go. 13.
Big guy's not having a good time. Okay. That'll be the Burwood's turn. Okay, time for a chance to make another appearance. As someone vaults over the barricade to help you flank. This is really the best that you forest folk have to offer. A couple of crusty bitches and a wart the size of a bloody carriage. He's going to take out a short sword and he's going to try and plunge into this guy's ankle. Baz.
Yes.
Yeah, you watch as he like takes out a short sword, and as he drops down, he just plunges it into this guy's Achilles tendon. There's a burbling kind of that should be a shriek if his throat wasn't literally so swollen shut from infection.
Mm.
Next attack you have that hits will be an automatic crit.
Ooh.
Because Chancer has Butterfly Sting. For those of you at home who don't know, Butterfly Sting is a feat that if you strike someone and roll a critical threat and confirm it, you can instead get rid of the damage, and the next person who hits crits instead.
Bruh.
And our good friend Chancer here is a skirmisher, so his crit range is insane. That's why I'm making him a short sword build.
I see.
So you can throw a couple. There's a lot of different types of short sword, and some have a thrown range. Okay, that'll be his turn. Eris, your turn.
Okay. I just see that there is a dude here that got in. Though I cannot actually see him, I think.
No, that's quite an overhanging roof, so you can see him. It's like a back porch.
Alright. Can I just change shape and lunge at him?
Certainly.
Yay.
Which I think changing shape is like a standard action for you, isn't it?
Yes. But I can at
So
least spook
you
him.
can, yeah, you can like move up to him. He's
Move
also
up.
blind, so he can't see you.
Oh.
So you can like change shape and then like sneak up on him.
Alright. I might. Yeah, and I'll do that.
Good stuff.
To side. Boop. We've not had this firm in a while. I do believe for anyone that could see the transformation, they have to roll, or I have to roll intimidate.
He can't see you at the moment.
But
So
anyone else?
I think I think unfortunately Baz blinded most of the people.
This what?
Oh, Chance has never seen it,
No. Oh, I mean,
and neither is that guy. His vision's. Both of them are shaken.
I've not even rolled the intimidate.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's intimidation based. Sorry, I thought it was a will save. Just that they rolled like shit.
Okay, because the best part is that my intimidate actually becomes higher now. Way.
Good grief. Does this stack with itself? Do you have any feats that make intimidation stack?
I don't think I have any that make it stack. I'm not sure actually. I just know that frightening transformation. And I basically have a +2 to intimidate against those witnessing the transformation. So it's I think just once against those.
Okay. Well, everyone who can see you is thoroughly terrified.
Good.
In fact, the only even Chance is taken aback and does it like a reflexive 5 foot.
Don't worry, it's gonna get worse when I can make an attack.
Oh
Because
no!
then people will have to make a will save in a 20-foot radius around me.
Chancer takes a flight, his back step, and loses his footing off the palisade.
Can I catch him with telekinesis?
Yeah, you can. In fact, it's actually fairly simple going. He's about to fall into a tent, so you just need to knock a little bit the speed out of him.
Yeah, I'll just do that and then give him a thumbs up.
He gives you a thumbs up. In fact, you're strong enough that you can actually just push him back up onto the palisade.
Yeah, it's just like lifting a kid back up on the trellis or something.
And in this case, it's a grown-ass man who's been, like, plaguing the countryside for literally months. Any other actions this turn? You got Swift.
Swift. Let's see. Also, I just noticed I have 2 attacks of opportunity outside my turn. Very cool. I forgot that happens. Swift. What are Swifts?
It's not many things. They're all specific stuff that use it. There's not many like generic ones, unfortunately.
Yeah. Would taking one of the Chimera Soul disciplines be considered a Swift? I wouldn't be using it immediately, but like activating it?
Any of the boosts is that's one thing that's Swift is a boost.
Oh, okay.
Only a boost or a Swift.
Well, then I'll probably use the Primal Fang as the boost, and I'll find the entrance thing. And I think that should be it. Albert will be moving up with me.
Okey-dokey.
Though I'll make him move from this side.
Dude, Albert's stats are so nuts, he can basically just scale the wall, climb across the roof, and get to you pretty easily.
Yes, it's basically just a thing of that they were like flanking.
Okay,
Oh,
I should probably.
wait. Can I move him one further so it's flanking?
I think so. Yeah.
Yay. Alright.
Okay, I should probably point out this guy. One thing you probably might notice with this guy is he literally has 3 legs. That's how mutated he is. And you can see the little line there from this janked ass fucking image. His weapon's a sling. So the poor son of a bitch is like the only ranged build in the entire enemy team, and he's been flung into enemy territory, been blinded, concussed, had like broken his mutated leg, and is now crawling across the floor for dear life. And he's about to be mauled by the 2 canines in the party. It's not his day for it's not the day for old Barry the Slinger.
Nope.
It's fair, it's not really a sling, it's more of a, like a hook. Old grappling Gary. Okay. Spudkin's turn. Oh no, not this again. The one here, like, hops down.
Pummel him.
He just gets at the pickaxe. He just looks down as I just flips it round to the blunt side, just starts pummeling the absolute shit out of him. But this one over here is going to come down and help. Okay. I think the majority of them are just kind of throwing random objects at the locals. This one here is going to run down here with his pickaxe and try and give this guy the business as well. But will be blocked. They're kind of going toe to toe. These two guys over here. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the poor Jake the Peg here with his extra leg is getting the shit kicked out of him by these two dudes just using the blunt sides of their pickaxes, just absolutely wailing on him. And it becomes very apparent that despite his mutations, this guy's not terribly strong. So he's going, oh, why are you doing this? Just pummel. It's so one-sided as to be somewhat depressing. This chap here, who's going to pull himself up to a great height, he's going to run over here, he's going to grab a hatchet off of the stump here, and he's going to wing it, or probably not get that close, and wing it at the bellwood.
Dad move.
Unfortunately for him.
Uh-oh. He tried.
You know what, I'm going to... Yeah. Tell you what. Sorry, I forgot to bring out the D10,000 roll. I've been slacking. I've got too lazy in my old age. Where's my fucking D10,000 shirt? Using the result from the very first one we found. Oh god, he's got in random 1.2, that's the bad one. Which one is it? It's 534. Poor son of a bitch. Caster can use True Sight once a day. What the fuck?
Bruh.
He turns around the corner. My eyes! I can see! I can fight!
Bruh.
You literally see him just rub where his eyes should be. And then he just takes off his helmet.
He gets the Goblin Slayer, like, glowing eyes.
Yeah, he's like, hang on, click, and it slides across slightly. And yeah, you can just see his eyes are just glowing. Someone out there, just feel free to edit a picture of the potato boys, just glowing fucking eyes. I can see. I'm gonna give him a reroll. He saw me. No, actually, that's enough to hit because his fucking AC is abysmal.
Yeah, it's also blinded.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to give a bonus to AC from being prone against ranged. It's the size of a fucking bus.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think if creatures surpass certain size, it shouldn't get bonuses for like being prone for ranged. Like if you're a cube of meat, it shouldn't fucking matter which like orientation you are.
Yeah.
God damn. Just buries that hatchet in one of its heads. And for good measure, he throws the firework at it too. And that'll go off on its turn. See, fuck yeah! Okie dokie. Comrade, field is yours. You've had a feed. You're feeling good. Feeling strong.
So, this big bastard down here is still not dead, right?
Correct. He's really suffering, but he's not dead. He's currently sat in out of chlorine gas.
It's having the worst day.
That guy's actually fairly high ranking in the cult as well, which makes it ultra embarrassing.
Gonna leap onto the top of this rock.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my hammer and sickle and a crowbar and the Zhukov cost and the Gorbachev, the Gorb, and combine them into my proletarian power blaster.
I forgot you could do that.
And just shoot the fuck out of him.
Do it. Roll a ranged attack, then. Roll a ranged attack.
I'm sorry, pal, you're on the list.
Oh my fucking god, that's damn near a crit. Yeah, you hit handily. I don't even know what to give this thing for damage. Oh well. Let's grab a handful of dice. Oh dear, I grabbed a lot of d20s when I grabbed that handful of dice. Ooh. For those of you who are inside the walls, you just hear kind of like, and then there's a white. Then for a second it becomes daytime, and then it starts being daytime again. Get the crater asset again.
And then I'll blow the end of it, you know, like a cool guy.
Oh god.
Oh no, earth tremors.
Poor son of a bitch. Couldn't buy a good roll. Okay, that's the lieutenant dead. Jesus Christ. In my mind, it's just the gorb, but it explodes when it hits.
Uh-huh.
So, now that your retinas are a bit scorched after watching that, so anything else your turn, mate?
Nah, that's it. I think it's all poison in front of me, I mean.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. God damn, I can't roll for shit. Okay. This guy's turn. It's all like just bellowing for injury. He's gonna hurl himself at you, Baz.
He'll have to roll a will save to make that attack successfully.
He failed the fucking will save. He rolled a 3. I fucking. So it literally stops his knife in midair.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a greater power, my friend, and he's not on your side.
He 5 foot steps back, hitting the wall here.
I'm pretty sure he was still impaled on the weapon.
Oh shit! Yeah, he is. See, I forgot he used that bloody stupid ability to trap weapons.
Yeah, unfortunately, it works both ways.
Yeah, it does. Fucking hell. I need to think things through more. Okay, this is what I fucking get for DMing sober. Okay, he's gonna try and extract himself. Oh, now he rolls well. Okay, now he fucking hurls himself backwards. And all along where his blood has been, it's just pitted. Which is impressive because Mithril is completely rust-proof. But it's actively stained and corroded.
Mm.
And okay, that's a one attack, 5-foot step. He's trying to take a move action. He takes a swing at with his as he backpedals. He tries to hook Chance's foot with his, but Chance is too nimble and manages to step out the way. And he's going to try and, with the backswing, as he's hurling backwards, to try and get Chance with the backswing of his axe. Okay, well, actually, okay. Which Chancer parries, just catching against the crossguard of one of his. It's what appears to be a misericord that he just kind of grabs from his hip and just parries him, catching it on the quillions. And actually, I'll get riposte off this. With a twist, Chancer plunges the misericord into the wooden palisade here and traps the axe in place. And the two snarl at each other. Baz.
All right. Okay. I still have that, like, crit threat.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I'm gonna go for the funnier option. Okay, so I got this. That works.
Oh, it's not just a threat, it's an auto crit. It's a
Auto
auto
crit.
confirm as well.
Great.
Yeah, because guess what? His best friend, who you've not run into yet, is a Tetsubo user. So he's actually used to palling around with big fuckers like you.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a little creative. I'm gonna move over here, and rather than making a regular melee attack, I'm gonna grapple him.
Oh dear.
And since that's a crit and succeeds, I'll grab onto him. I'd like to pick him up. And I'm gonna move down here.
Okay, he does
Where
get
the
an attack.
creature
He
is.
does get an attack of opportunity because he's got close quarters fighter.
He failed his will save, I'm afraid.
Oh shit, he does. Fuck.
Yeah,
So he can't make his attack. Fuck. I thought he does get a new save on this one, but I don't like
I'm
that.
afraid not.
He does not. Oh fuck.
This is what makes Bishop terrifying.
Fucking hell. Okay.
So, I'm just gonna move over here, hold him in front of the creature.
No. Wait.
Actually, yeah, I'll just fucking use him to slam the creature.
Okay. I don't think you've got enough attacks to actually swing him at it, but you can hold him out in front.
I'll hold him out in front then.
You see anger give way to terror as he sees the thing he helped create hurtling towards him.
And yeah, I'll just sort of like hold him by the neck with like one hand and look into his eyes. I'll lift up my visor.
You're so lucky I can't fucking use attacks because I would have him spit in your face right then and there. It would have been like a whole host of fort saves.
Fair.
It looks like he's trying to, but it's just kind of it's like fizzing out his mouth and just dribbling down his face. Okay. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. I'll need a reflex save from you, Baz, because you're on the opposite side of this palisade when it bursts.
Alright.
And there's a wet crunch from the person you're holding.
11.
Will flop to the ground. You are sent hurtling into this roof.
It's fine with me.
And I mean into it. You're embedded. In
Nice.
fact, you are the heavier character in the party, so... You literally go through the ceiling. And land on what appears to be someone's workshop.
Ah. What a pity.
Oh, actually, no, take a look at it. That's not a workshop, that's the armory.
Anything fancy laying around?
It's a big two-handed sledgehammer.
Hmm.
So again, this is what you see. I may have forgotten those are blasting charges.
My, what a coincidence!
I need to look at maps more carefully before I steal them. I forgot those were in here. So I've had the roof on this place so long I forgot there's blasting charges in this room.
There's a rictus grin on Baz's face.
Who the fuck keeps dynamite next to their living quarters?
Well, considering like the massive crater to my left, this place isn't exactly known for stellar health and safety.
Well, that's a sinkhole. It was dug by the big fucker who crawled out of it.
Well, exactly. It's not the safest thing around.
Now even less so.
Indeed.
Oh well, it's on the map. It's there. And having just crippled his own commander, it's time for Bill to go on another rampage. Of concern to you, actually, ooh, hang on. He had an axe thrown at him. So after crippling his commander, he's now going to trample over him. Yep, that's a failed save to get out of the way, and there's kind of another wet thud as he's smashed into the ground, and he runs over to try and kill that Spudkin. Cock dice.
If he fails the save, I would like to make a counter. Like if it hits his AC.
Okay, I wouldn't worry because I forgot save. Grease. He slips, skids, and now that he is no longer this is no longer attack. This is a projectile. Everyone involved needs to make a reflex. Because yeah, I'm just rule
Lands into the tree trunk face first.
The Spudkin will hurl himself bodily into the bushes.
Dark Souls rolling away.
Yeah, and we have a sprawling one. I would like to point out that the first step he took was onto his commander, and then he slipped on the now greased commander and hurled himself over here into the cook pot. So he's now on fire.
This thing is having the worst time of its life.
No, it was having the worst time when it got made into this thing, which was this morning.
I see.
Someone higher up in the cult thought, well, these fuckers are running around the place now, gotta brew up something nasty. And they've managed to give it to someone with the same, like, dexterity as Eugene from Hey Arnold. Just sprawling this way. He's like, just sprawled out like Peter Griffin after a bad fall. I swear to God, I need to stop making fucking big dumb monsters. Okay. I don't know what the fuck Chancellor's gonna do in this situation. This is just embarrassing. He's gonna come over here and just start laughing to himself. Bitch. He goes over to his hip. He like gets a pouch or something. So, you know, he's gonna reach over and he's gonna pull the rook here up. Here you go. Let's see, his turn. Eris, your turn.
Yes.
I'm not used to having multiple turns in a fucking game, Jesus.
To do a full attack on him.
He's already been beaten with crowbars.
I don't care. I want to maul something.
Go right ahead. The field is yours, mate. Yours and Albert's.
Just give me 1 second, because I...
Why are you being so mean to us? As he gets the dog sicked on him.
Wait, he is the bad guy, right? We kill him, right?
Yeah.
He's been having the shit beaten out of him.
Good, good, good. Oh, I need to find the fucking form again. I'm only fucking finding my old study PDFs. Where the fuck is it? Huh? Hold on. Where's Chimera Cell? Hello? What? No, legit. Where the fuck is it? Oh, I found it. Okay. So, since I used the, I believe, Primal Fang, Wild Vicious Strength surges through your body. When you initiate this boost, you get a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls with natural weapons for the round, which, full attack using her claws and bite if possible, since...
Yep, use your full level for your Bab because it's a natural attack. People forget that's a thing, and you get +6 total because he's prone
Oh, wait, hold on.
and concussed
You're gonna
and
have to
blind.
repeat
Okay,
that.
so actually, no, it's more than that. Okay, so +2 because you're invisible to him because he's blind, +4 because he's prone, so that's 6, and an extra +2 from your boost, so you're +8 to hit. And you're using a full base attack bonus, a Bab equal to your level, which I think is 6, because it is a natural attack. And it's based on your strength, or it's based on your strength.
Okay.
Oh wait, all your stats are 20 because you rolled that fucking result.
Yeah.
So 6 from your strength, 5 from your strength, 6 from your level, so 11 plus 8, so 9 plus 19.
Okay, I'll just write +19.
When you DM for a while, you get to crunch these numbers in your skull. Roll the d10,000.
Dallas. No.
Lamau.
No, D20 to confirm.
Okay.
God
Oh, yeah, no fun.
damn it.
Tell you what, let's see what you could have gone. I don't like it being that high. Anyone with armor in 60 yards thinks it's on backwards. Good job we dodged that one. It would have been fucking annoying.
It just feels like it's like itchy or like weird.
Or when it's like when you put on
Is it
a
like
t-shirt
inside out or is it like a shirt that is
backwards.
just like
It's like when you got
away?
a shirt that's got you know those t-shirts that got the weird neck, so that's like the same all the way around.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
think it's on backwards, but it's not. It's difficult to think that's the case with armor, really. You know, I guess with chainmail it's doable. Oh god, that'd be horrible wearing chainmail backwards. Ooh. I believe you get 2 attacks. There's a claw bite.
Yeah.
So you get 3.
So that do I roll again? Or do I
Yeah, you
fail?
roll 2 more.
Hey, is it the same?
Yep, same bonus.
+19? Please. Please, 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 please.
Yep,
29.
will hit easily.
22.
That'll hit too. Okay, that's a claw and a bite. Shuffle you up some so you can reach.
Thank you. So for it, because I don't know how to feel about just 1d4 plus 2 damage. Oh yeah, no, plus another 2 from it being...
Plus your strength of 5.
Oh. Oh, then no strength adds to it. Then this is damage of the claws. And then the bite attack is gonna be funny, because I have 0 information on that.
I think it's a d6.
Okay,
Yeah,
go from
D6
D6 plus times and a half your strength.
No, you only get times and a half. It's the only.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
times and a half. Yep. So
Yeah, plus, no, it'd be the same bonuses as your other one, just a d6 instead of a d4.
so plus 9. 12. Don't worry. Now it's a 50-50 chance for pale rot.
Oh yeah,
High or low? Oh god.
high always.
Okay. I'll just roll 1d100. No. Oh, what did high stand for? Forgetting pillar or not?
High is forgetting the rot.
There.
'Cause you
No
roll.
pale rot.
You already
Oh.
ripped one of his arms off.
Oh, don't worry. Hold on. When you charge, make a full attack, or cast a spell that either targets an enemy or includes an enemy in its area, you gain the Frightful Presence ability for that round. Each enemy within a 20-foot radius of you must succeed a will save. DC 10 plus half your character level plus charisma modifier, which is then 18, DC 18. Or be shaken for 1 minute if they fail.
What's the range on it? Sorry.
20-foot radius.
No, they're in the. Well, he's already frightened of you. So
Damn.
Yeah.
What-
also you're being mauled very
So-
severely.
If he does survive this, I'm pretty sure Albert can coup de grace him as well, if need be.
He
Out
just gets
of his
bonus to
misery.
hit, unless he's got a thing specifically for people who are cowering. And he's not really cowering. He's only cowering in real, like, the reality of the situation.
Right,
It's not
right.
really- It's not got like the effect. He's just shaking.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna make you auto. I'm just gonna make him auto fail in this situation because he's getting the absolute shit kicked out of him.
Yes. Also, Han, let Albert do a thing. I trust you.
The dog will make an attack. Let me check the character sheet. Let's see. Yeah, I think Albert will just bite down on him. So, this is to hit.
Jesus Christ!
What's the crit range on the?
I don't know, man. I think higher than normal.
Because he did roll a 19.
Just roll the crit.
Yeah. +2 from flanking, so 23.
Yeah, it hits. It
Yeah.
confirms.
I think that's a ×2 crit. Plus. So that's. I don't think he's alive anymore.
Yeah, there's just kind of a wet crunch inside the like cowl, and the guy goes like shakes, shudders, like convulses, then goes completely fucking still.
He gets flinged into a fortress, gets pummeled by 2 spuds, and then mauled to death by dogs.
I've seen better fates for from like the average goblin doom diver pilot. Christ alive, that guy really got the business end of it. Okay, any other actions that you've done sending this man to the hereafter?
I want to dab on him.
The werewolf dabs on the dead.
Does this now demoralize the other cultists?
Those who can see it, yes. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone else can. The spuds try and copy you. 'Cause
Good.
if you see the guy's facing the way and like there's a wall in the way, I'll roll on his. I'll give him a will save on his turn to see. The spuds will try and copy you. They will kind of awkwardly do it, and one will slap the other by mistake. Brings us to their turn. they will fan out and begin trying to do the thing. This one here. Okay, this one here swings his pickaxe at the cultist, who turns the pickaxe to one side and buries the billhook in his shoulder, twisting it to the side with a wet crack. The Uruk's dropped to his knees, but he's not dead. He's still, like, swinging. He swings down with his pickaxe at knee height for the cultist. He backpedals a bit. At which point, there's kind of a whoosh, and then the cultist's head is suddenly driven down into his own torso, killing him instantly. At which point,
Oh shit!
well, it always holds to me to do all the bloody hard work around here. As you are greeted with
Bruh.
a duergar with a tetsubo and the heraldry of, well, some slightly scuffed heraldry from one of the, what appears to be one of the Foresters Guild's, like, not quite knightly orders, but back in the day when the current regime was first in power, they had teams that were kind of made up of scions of houses of nobility, including some dwarven ones. That is the heraldry of one. This is the heraldry of the Honor Guard of Anvil, one of the dwarven settlements to the south. Or it's been, like, not a very well kept suit, though the armour is visibly made from what appears to be perhaps wyvern hide or some similar draconic creature. Not sure why he's all the way out here though, or palling around with a bunch of bandits. Well, what you bloody waiting around for? Get to bleeding work. The spuds will pop a salute and rush back to their posts. Okay. Let's just redo the descending. Comrade, fuel is yours.
Is there anyone even left alive?
There's the Burlwood, and this guy is very badly wounded, but he's alive.
Well, I guess I'm gonna get off that rock.
In my mind's eye, you hop off the stone and land on the carcass you mauled earlier. Just to break the fall.
I should be able to reach go. Right, so I'm gonna charge at this dude, but around the chlorine gas.
To be honest, I'm not sure you're affected by it. You're like a nuclear vampire.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I'm probably.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Just, you charge through it so fast, it's not going to affect anyone of your disposition. It's got to be some perks of being a nuclear vampire.
Sure. Will it give me like? Will this guy have reduced visibility of me coming? Like, is he going to?
Yeah,
see me
you
up
would
here
have
at-
basically.
Yeah.
He's only gets a chance to see you in the last 10 feet. And He does just about spot you, but you do still blindside him. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to adjust my headset.
You-
Okay, there we go. Done.
Okay, so I'm gonna charge him with 2 crowbars and try and just like ram them through his torso and out the other side. That's how fast I'm running.
Hell yeah. Go for it.
And obviously I'm gonna do it as a dance somehow. I mean, with him.
Oh, roll again to confirm.
It's not
It's
much
not
better.
high.
Is it?
It's not high enough. We get to roll on the D10,000 chart. Do you want to roll it, or shall I?
It'll take me 2 minutes to remember where to put the /.
I hit the button. I have it as a macro.
There you go.
5611.
And
Target is believed to have the power to heal.
okay, great.
I mean, you do. You're a paladin. But now people believe you when you say it, just innately. You're reminded that you have the power to heal.
Yeah. Just believe in myself now.
Unfortunately, yeah, as you run through, you forget how muddy it is here, and you do like skid along the floor, landing. You do get to that zone, but you are currently prone, as is he. You still
But
get to attack. It's just you. You're both equally shit at this.
In my mind's eye, we're both lying like head to head,
Yeah.
and like looking at each other. In which case, I'm gonna stab the crowbars into his eyes.
God, go for it.
I can't really do that as a dance.
No, just roll with a regular melee type bonus. Okay. And again, because it's 2 attacks. Okay. The second one misses, but the first one hits. Because this guy is stunned, among other things, so he's entirely dex-based for his armor. So, apart from a small amount of leather armor resistances. But so, okay. What's your strength damage? What's your strength mod?
2.
So 1d6 plus 2 plus whatever other bonuses you have.
One d4 plus 2 plus strength.
Okay. You bring the crowbar across and pin both of his hatchets to one side, and just bring the other one across and just shove it downwards into his eye socket. And there's a horrifying wet crunch as it goes through the back of his ocular orbit and into his brain. He begins to convulse and froth at the mouth.
I say aye to him when I do it. Get a bonus for
The last thing he hears is he like convulses out of consciousness. It's the worst pun he's ever heard.
Makes it all worse, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Any other actions? You got a swift action left.
I'm gonna pull the crowbar out and lick his brain juice off the.
Oh, it tastes foul. This guy clearly had some stuff wrong with him.
Dirty mind.
2 bad puns in 1 round. Fucking hell. Okay. Time for the roll. Okay. As the mop operation is really beginning, and you're like doing your best to maul and murder your way through the various acolytes from the cult, there is an almighty crash as the gates in the north are literally kicked off their hinges, sending one of your spuds sending the Uruks sprawling. And on the other side, still emerging from a ripped open hole in reality, is the night. For all time's sake, let's use that sound effect again. Sound warning. Now just shrieking and flailing, and wherever he's like his talon-like claws touched, it's just carving its way through. Wood, stone, soil, doesn't matter. And as he bursts his way through into the real world again, still covered in some kind of horrendous interplanet grime, he pulls himself back up to his full height and draws something from his back. It's an enormous sledgehammer, easily 6 feet tall. It's a tree that's grown. He has literally wrenched up a tree that has grown onto an old stone menhir statue and is swinging it like a sledgehammer. And I think that is as good a time as any to leave it for this evening, folks, because we do have people who have other engagements after the session. So I hope you've enjoyed this, in places farcical, assault on the logging camp. And I'm hoping for next week, for the next session, though things have been against us lately in terms of our scheduling. And hopefully next week we'll at very least have Aiden back as well, because she's travelling currently.
Mm-hmm.
So, any closing words from our colleagues here?
Thank you all for joining for today. Yeah, and yes, it's an early end, small party, and we are also busy tomorrow. So, yep, that's it from me.
Mark, any closing words?
Don't die.
Truly advice to live by. Anyway, folks, I hope you had a good time. See you all next week, hopefully. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Out of